Oh, they have the internet on computers now.
Has been Hotan, one of the best animated pilots to come out. Premiering on October 28, 2019, this animation has done a lot over the past 9 months it's been around, amassing over 40 million views, a lot of merch, and even an extended series music video titled Addict. There's no doubt that this animation has done a lot more than it set out to do, but sadly with anything that's good, there has to be people against it, and with the release of Addict, people took to Twitter to bash it. This wouldn't usually affect me until I saw this.
Has-Been Hotel. The Has-Been Hotel animators attempting to animate incredibly complex shots that only professionals could execute correctly is the most embarrassing thing I've seen in a while. It's such a shame. I actually think this animation could be pretty good if it was more smooth and didn't attempt overly ambitious shit like this. Too bad the show and its creator are ridiculously problematic.
This was it. The last straw. This was what pushed me over the edge. This essentially crapped on independent animation as a whole. Well, it's time for me to take a page out of Veridis Joe's book and show some examples on indie animation that both deserve to become a series and are a good example of what independent animation can do. And if you would like to see these shorts yourself, they'll be left in the description down below. So without any further interruption, let's begin.
Wow, Becky, you sure are hardcore.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the real deal, LO.
Now, animation isn't a stranger to cynical characters. Right off the bat, I can think of a few examples. Daria, Mandy, even Raven from Teen Titans. But the internet animation Becky Prim takes it to a whole new level, really showing a full concept of what a potential series featuring these characters would be like. The short focuses on our titular character, Becky Prim, a cynical high schooler, as she only wanted to smoke on her one spot in school. Unfortunately, the popular high schooler, Jessie, claims it as her own, which was going to lead to a beatdown between Becky and Jessie if Becky didn't get stung by a bee leading to her death. So she ends up in purgatory instead, where even in death, she sensed Jessie sitting on her own property. So she ends up taking over the body of a nerdy kid in the school and haunting Jessie and her minions to Kingdom Come, ending the short with Becky sitting on the bench victorious. While the short doesn't have much in terms of actual animation, it does make up for it in its strong posing and dialogue. With just one look at each of their designs, you can easily define who these characters are and what they're supposed to represent, and the voice work also assists in telling a good story. The humor never stops with this one, it just keeps going and going and going, whether through its visuals or banter. If you're looking for a good time with a truly defined cast of characters, then I suggest you take a look at Becky Prim.
Oh, you mean like a deal with the devil?
I mean like a job offer. Oh, come off it, Sawachowski. I already have your soul. You think I'm gonna challenge you to a fiddling contest or something?
Another short I can also consider prevalent in story is Welcome to Hell, created by Erica Wester. Unlike Has-Been Hotel, it doesn't present hell as this apocalypse-ridden dimension, but rather subverts our expectations in both character and setting. And to be honest, it does do a good job in both these departments. But apart from those elements, what's the story like? Well, the story focuses on Sok as he buries both of his parents after murdering them in his sleep. Instead of ending up in hell suffering for all eternity, the devil himself gives him an offer where he haunts, torments, and becomes a general nuisance to a team named Jonathan until, in the devil's own words, he decides to punch his own ticket. But this is where the story takes a turn. Due to Sok's incompetence at his task, he instead befriends Jonathan. But unfortunately for Sok, the devil notifies him that if he doesn't end up completing his task, then he'll be terminated. Already I can see the potential radiating from this concept. The animation, while limited, does do a good job of conveying the characters' emotion. And speaking of the characters, they're all charming to say the least. Absolutely brimming with personality. I mean, where else would you find this much charm in the literal devil, ruler of hell? I chose this pilot to talk about not only because of its quality, but also because the creator Erica Wester said that she is indeed working on a sequel. And given how the first Welcome to Hell got so well received, I'm excited in seeing how the second one will be. I'm sure it will be a surprise nonetheless.
Hey, let me see what you have.
A knife!
No!
Up until this point, the animations I've mentioned have been around for a while, a few years at most, with already established fan bases. But a more recent example of good indie animation would have to be the Satina series of shorts created by Hannah Daigle. This particular pick has been making headlines as of late, with multiple reviewers making their videos on it and having a line of merchandise as well, which I must say is very well deserved, seeing how up until now they've only released 3 cartoons as well as a few short skits that already has a huge following behind it. Now Satina doesn't really have a story behind it, since its main goal isn't to tell one, but to entertain. me? And that's exactly what it does. From my viewings of the shorts as well as the first episode, the series follows Satina, a demon who's the daughter of both Lucia, the Queen of Hell, and Dave, a technical support employee. And the rest of the series follows the hijinks as Satina causes mischief everywhere she goes. Personally, I feel like Satina represents something new in today's YouTube culture. I feel like Satina is a spit in the face of YouTube, how animation has adapted in the modern climate of YouTube. And now with the support of fans, it can come back stronger and flourish much better than before. And with that, I do wish the team behind this series good luck on their future endeavors. I'll personally be checking out new Satina shorts in the future, and I hope you all do too.
Violence is rad. It's basically the coolest thing humans have ever invented, and I don't understand why we all have to pretend like we don't love it so much.
Last but not least, we have a unique brand of indie animation, Braindump, hosted by Max Gilardi. Now Max has had an interesting history when it comes to YouTube. He gained his popularity on the site years back with a series of .mov videos, mainly focusing on the My Little Pony brand of characters. But the end of that series was around the time of the YouTube algorithm change that rewarded watch time over views. Fortunately for Max, he managed to come up with a solution that allowed him to do the thing he loves for profit. That solution? Braindump, a review show covering different media topics. From documentaries to reboots, he does it all. Now what makes Max stand out from the crowd is that Braindump is entirely animated, and not just one type of animation either. Each and every episode has different types of animation seamlessly flowing together, creating a truly appealing style. Other than style, I personally like the writing of Braindump as well. Max somehow writes intricate, unique pieces that complement his videos. They really do suck in the audience in my opinion, giving a good idea of what his thoughts are regarding the piece of media he's critiquing. It wraps up each and every video in a neat little bow. Overall, Max content is definitely worth watching in today's YouTube landscape, providing not just fun visuals in his videos, but analytical prowess with each movie he reviews. Whether you're a fan of his old classics or some of the newer things he's put out, then I highly recommend you check him out nonetheless.
Can't tell you how I feel when nothing seems real. It's all just cartoons in my head.
To end this video off, I just wanted to make myself clear by saying I'm not trying to put anyone down by responding to this tweet. It just sucks to see these passion projects that take people a lot of time and effort to make just to get bashed for essentially not being good enough. Well, I hope this video managed to change someone's mind on indie animation. And before I end the video, I have one announcement to make. YouTuber Nerdstalgics is planning on making a film of his own, so he started up a GoFundMe in order to get the proper funding to start production. So if any of you are willing and able to, even if it's only $1 for the project, that goes a long way. I'll be leaving links in the description down below to both a video explaining the project and the GoFundMe itself, if any of you are interested. Anyways, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at GeekToons and join my Discord server to hang out with me and other cartoon fans. Have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next one.